All right, we are live on YouTube. I'm just waiting on the video to connect on my other monitor. And then I am going to grab that link and put it in our free business mastermind group so that our members can join us here on YouTube conveniently and easily. Okay, the link is ready. So let me grab that. Okay, and let us drop that in the group. There we go. Okay, that's cycling and posting. Cool. Now let me make sure that I can see our live chat so that the people on YouTube talking to us, I can see you guys talking. All right. Now we can officially get started. Welcome to the Her First Six Figure Morning Show. That is an interactive coaching and training experience as a part of a free business mastermind group to position Black and Brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/backend. Let me drop that link for you, shaycannon.com/backend, because what we are talking about this week is why no back end means no backbone for your business. Okay, we're getting into business management this week. You can have strong branding, great offers, and a solid marketing presence, but without a back end, your business lacks the internal structure it needs to function effectively. Okay, behind the scenes, things can quickly become disorganized, tasks are repeated unnecessarily, critical details slip through the cracks, and daily operations feel reactive instead of intentional. It creates a constant sense of pressure even when the business appears successful from the outside. This lack of internal support makes it difficult to grow sustainably, and instead of creating sustainability, each new sale or opportunity adds more stress. Okay, without a strong back end, your business lacks the backbone needed to support long-term growth and consistency. Now, in the past, we've discussed systems, we've discussed structure, and I've linked them in those two articles in this article. However, to build a true backbone in your business, you must focus on the back end through operational systems that help you to manifest, manage, monitor, and maximize your resources. All right. Because sustainable success isn't built on visibility alone. It's built on what holds everything together. All right. That was our introduction. Now, the first part of what we're going to talk about this week on creating your back end is going to be around manifesting resources. All right. So let's go back to the blog. When I say manifesting resources, I don't mean woo-woo manifestation, all right? Although I love that too. I love me some woo-woo and some manifesting. This is about intentionally identifying and calling in what your business actually needs to function. So not just financially, but operationally. This means taking inventory of tools, support, and structures that will help you to deliver your offers with consistency and ease. So, for too many online service-based entrepreneurs, the problem isn't that they don't have resources, okay? A lot of y'all have resources. So the problem is that you haven't clearly defined what you need. So you settle for piecing together stuff like free trials and outdated templates and whatever somebody on Instagram recommended to you this week, okay? So a common example of that would be spending hours building a client onboarding process from scratch every time somebody pays you, okay? Because you haven't paused to call in the systems or the tools that will make it an automatic thing. You don't have these automations set up. There's no system set up. So not only are you doing it from scratch each time, it looks different each time. So when you fail to manifest the right resources, you're left in a cycle of overwork, making do instead of moving forward, okay? So that's manifesting resources. Now, you know that that's the blog, but here on the morning show, I give you more, all right? So let's go into the 10 actionable strategies that I have for you guys. Let me see, where are my show notes? Here we go. All right, Now, manifesting resources, all that means is going and get the stuff that you need to function properly for your business. Okay, that's all it is. And so I have 10 actionable strategies for you to do just that. Go and get the resources that you need for your business to function properly. All right. So number one, you need to conduct a gap and grit audit. Okay, gap and grit. So I need you to let every major task that you handle weekly, okay, list them out. List out all the tasks that you handle. And we're just giving it a routine of weekly. Sometimes that's going to be daily. I will start with daily and then maybe go weekly. But at the longest period of time, we want to look at weekly. Okay. We also want to add in monthly as we get going, but start with weekly. Okay. Then ask, is there a tool, a template, or some type of support system that can make this easier, faster, or more consistent? Okay. So the gap is where you're struggling, and the grit is where you're doing too much manually. All right. So that's a gap and grit audit. Number two, create a non-negotiable resource list. Okay. Non-negotiable, you need these things no matter what. Okay. So based on your current offers and operations, list your bare minimum tools and systems that you need to deliver quality consistently. Okay, so that could be a scheduler, it could be a CRM, it could be some kind of file delivery service. But what is the bare minimum of what you need to show up in excellence in your business? Okay, this becomes your list, you know, your the resources I want to manifest list that you want to make sure that you always have, that you want to make sure that you go to make sure that you have the best version of what you have. So this is your non-negotiable resource list. Number three, categorize tools by function, not feature. Okay, so don't get distracted by shiny tools or the company's description of what it does. Right, certain tools are not best in class, even though they're telling you they have all of these features. Right, so y'all know I'm not necessarily a component of an all-in-one type of tech until we got to go high level. They are showing up in excellence, and almost all of the features that they're having as an all-in-one tech solution. However, most tech solutions that are all-in-one are best in class in one area, and then they've just added a bunch of other features. However, those may not work as well as if you have gotten a separate service for it. So keep that in mind. But don't get distracted by shiny tools. Categorize what you need by function so you can get best in class for that function. So it could be communication, it could be delivery, it could be scheduling, storage, payment processing, marketing, whatever it is. Okay. And then you look for the one solution in that category that is best in class. Okay. And again, I'm giving you the exception and the caveat of go high level because it is so great in so many different areas. All right. Number four, decide what you should stop piecing together. Okay. Because, you know, most of us bootstrapping and we barely hanging on, just putting these pieces together. So we need to just decide what we're going to stop piecing together. So if you are duct taping together free versions of 4 different platforms, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. But if you're trying to use all the free versions of something just to make something work, we might need to look at that. Okay. So what we might need to do is recognize how something that isn't costing us money may be costing us time. Okay. It might even be costing us trust because that free thing don't even work the same every time we work it. So decide what processes you ready to stop Frankensteining, okay, and find the right fit for the solution for it. So think about that. Number 5, budget for back end like you budget for branding. Some of y'all don't mind spending money on logos and lifestyle photos and all of these things that are external for your branding. But then when you get on the inside of your business, you over here bootstrapping a little too much. Bootstrapping can be just where we start, but we need to have a plan for where we're going to. Okay, but set aside a fixed percentage of the revenue coming in each month for your back-end operations. Okay, let that be a actual line item on your expenses. So not just ads, not just design, not just copy. We also need a budget for the things that are our back end for our operations. Okay, so start thinking about this as something we need. Even if you're at the point where you're not able to invest in it right now, understand it is investment worthy. Okay, and that your job is to get there. As your inventory, as your revenue increases, so does your investment back into the business, so that you're showing up in excellence. All right. Number 6, write a back end wish list. Okay, now this wish list is not about pressure, it's just about vision. So that's kind of what I'm telling you. I told you about number 5. Even though we may not be able to get that piece of resource right now, we can obviously put it on a list that is going to become our wish list. So even if you can't implement everything today, list the tools, list the hires, list the systems that you would want if the revenue was there or the time wasn't an issue. Okay, so you can't manifest what you can't clearly name. That's getting a little woo-woo, but it's hard to bring in and call in what you need when you don't know what you need and you haven't listed it out to be clear on it. Number 7, ask your business, what would make this easier? Okay. After like every client, every launch, everything that you do, sit down and do a debrief and say, okay, what were the problems? What would make this easier? Because the reflection point is a gold mine. You're not theorizing, right? Which is what we do before we do something. We're just theorizing, this is what we need. But once we've done it, we can reflect and we know exactly what was missing. So don't miss that debrief part of after every launch, after every, I'm going to say, implementation of something. Go back and look at it and see what's missing from it. What could have made it better? What could make it easier? What could have made it go by quicker? Okay. So look at things and say, what took the most time? Okay. Where did things start to feel convoluted or really feel like a burden? What could be automated? What could be templatized? Things like that. And then we're going to start prioritizing solutions accordingly. Okay. Number 8, stop following generic recommendations blindly. Okay. A lot of you are getting recommendations when people don't know the actual details of your business. And of course, that's where you start. You can definitely start there, but don't do it blindly. They may not know the details of your business, but you do. So maybe you need to ask specific questions about your business, or maybe you need to be considering the specifics of your business before you start blindly accepting recommendations. So instead of using tools just because everyone is using it, align your resources and your decisions with your specific business. Now, it could be what's different, could be your business model could be different, even though you're in the same industry. What could be different could be your capacity to bring in people may be different. Maybe they're using a system for a high capacity and you're not even at a high capacity yet. Or maybe they're using a system at a low capacity and you're in a higher capacity. So you got to think about that. You also got to think about, what is your tech tolerance? This is why I always blindly recommend go high level, because you don't even have to have a tech tolerance, because their customer service is A1. You can get on a live Zoom call and get help 24/7. So you can't get better than that if you're a non-techie trying to use tech. Okay. So stop being generic with the recommendations and start looking at your specifics to see if it's really a good fit for you. Number 9, treat systems like team members. Now, y'all have heard me say this quote before from one of my mentors, Chris L. Davis. His business is called Automation Bridge. However, he used to be the top trainer for big wig tech industries like what was it, Active Campaign, Lead Pages. He's worked for all of those places. And what he says as a quote is, you don't buy tech, you hire tech. Okay. And all that means is it needs to have an actual job that it's doing. Okay. So treat it like a team member. So you can even give this tech a job description. Okay. So if your scheduler isn't actually helping to reduce back and forth emails to get people scheduled, then is it doing its job? So we should be looking at these tech things that we're investing in, or in that investment could be time or money, and ask ourselves, is it actually doing the job? Is it doing it well? Because if it was a person, we wouldn't want to pay that person if they're not doing the job. So you shouldn't continue to invest in tech that's not doing the job. All right. Last but not least, we got number 10, which is set a quarterly resource review. Okay. And don't miss it, because we need to see, is this stuff doing its job? We need to see, is there something better out there, so that we're always using the best resources. Okay, we can the budget be increased right now? Is the budget decreased? We always have to make sure that our resources, which can be tech, team, money, anything we're using to function in a business, are all of those resources being used? Are they being used correctly? Do we have everything we need? Is it working out? We should be looking at this stuff at least quarterly. Okay. Now, the question for today is going to be, let me grab it so I can drop it. But it's, what resources do you need to create a back end that is the backbone of your business, or that will be the backbone of your business? And what obstacles would you have in getting them into place? And I'm going to read the 10 again after I drop this question on YouTube. I'm going to read the 10 again without all the extra. We're going to start with Dr. Latoya. Number 1 was conduct a gap and grit audit. Number 2, create a non-negotiable resource list. Number 3, categorize tools by function, not feature. Number 4, decide what you should stop piecing together. Okay. Number 5, budget for the back end that you need. Number 6, write a back end wish list. Number 7, start asking your business after you've done stuff, what could make this easier, faster, better? Number 8, stop following generic recommendations blindly. Number 9, treat your systems like a team member. What is its job? Is it doing its job? Number 10, set a quarterly resource review every quarter. We need to review this. All right. Now let's start with Dr. Latoya. Dr. Latoya, what resources do you need to create a strong back end that will be the backbone for your business? And do you have any obstacles to getting them in place?
No, I think the end of 2024 for me was really about getting this, as you listed, the backbone stuff together. And so I feel really good about the resources and things that I have in place. But of the list, what I think I can incorporate is the doing a quarterly review, because we know as we grow, things change. So always kind of saying, not because I have it now, don't mean that it will still be the best option. So instituting the quarterly review.
Love it. Love it. Cool beans. All right, let's go to Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, what resources do you need to create a back end that is going to be the strong backbone for your business? And what obstacles do you have to putting that into place?
I probably would say that I need to go ahead and set up my automation for onboarding. I have the workflow written out, but I need to go ahead and set it up. Obstacle is I guess I just need to find the time to invest in people to do it that I want to pay.
Okay. And so what I would say is look at your calendar and find that time slot so that you can get started, knowing that you may need another time slot or 2 to complete it. But go ahead and get on the calendar a time slot to get started. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool beans. Let's go to Dr. Ayana. Dr. Ayana, what resources do you need to create a back end that is going to be the strong backbone for your business? And what obstacles do you have to creating it?
Good morning. I like everything on the list, but I think for me, the ones that really rise to the top are 6 and 7. I don't know that there's a real obstacle in place right now. Here at the beginning stages, I think it's an optimal time to focus on, including this in my plan as I grow and develop. But number 6, writing a back-end wish list, what I envision to be my needs going forward, and also asking my business what would make X, Y, and Z easier as I evolve here. I did take note too, especially of deciding what to stop piecing together. Because like my father, who was the duct tape master, I just need to make sure I'm not following in those footsteps, and that I take things, and keep things at a as an optimal level. I won't say a professional level, but I say an optimal level. So for me, 6 and 7 rise to the top. All of them are excellent points, but number 4 does also stand out as a warning sign not to even fall into that trap here in the beginning stages.
Yes, yes, I love that. Number 4 was the piecing together in case people missed the numbers. Thank you for that, Dr. Ayana. All right, Shawana Kennedy Media, what resources do you need to create a back end that will be the backbone for your business, and what obstacles do you have to getting that in place?
Good morning. I do have to agree with the audit. It is my goal to, look at other resources like the go high level and things like that before the year is out. But yeah, systems are your friend. But I do need to be reviewing because sometimes we set them and forget them, and we really can't do that. And I know that could be its own issue because it could be stuff going haywire behind the scenes, but you're not paying it any attention because you're on to something else.
Exactly. So that's number 1 and number 10 for you. So that's the do the audit is number 1, and number 10 is to check this stuff at least quarterly. So thank you for that, Shawana. All right, let's go to Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi, what resources do you need to create a back end that is going to be the backbone of your business, and what obstacles will you have to putting that in place?
So I need to create a back end wish list. Part of what I'm doing now is I'm always on the lookout for other systems that will make the whole process of running this easier, meaning putting the shows up and letting it go, because the way it is right now is cumbersome. So that's what I need.
Love it. Love it. Any obstacles to it?
No, just the time to sit down, because it's not something that, oh, okay, I'm going to use it. You actually have to sit and use it and make sure that it meets your needs. And, the whole thing is you find something initially you think will work after doing all donkey years of research, and then it ends up not working, and then you start again. So just
Love it. I love it. So just don't forget to incorporate that quarterly, at least quarterly, checking in of those resources. So yeah, that'll help with that. Let's go to Keith. Keith, what resources do you need to create a back end that is going to be the backbone of your business, and what obstacles will you have to putting that in place? And Keith, we know you pretty system heavy over there. We love it.
I got everything in a place, but I have to go with number 8
Okay.
because like what work for your business might not work for mine. And I've been like taking like recommendations, but it like really don't, how can I put this?
Mm-hmm.
It really don't help with it just put me in it just made me go in circles.
Yeah. 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 This is why you can't blindly accept recommendations, right? That's why I
Right.
put that out there. Because a lot of us are just seeing what influencers are doing, what influencers are using, and we don't know where we fit with why they're doing what they're doing and using what they're using, right? Like a lot of people use ClickFunnels, not because it's best in class, it's great, right? But Go High Level can do all of the same things as ClickFunnels, but people would rather pay for ClickFunnels and a limited functionality than Go High Level because they have a target and a goal of getting a 2 award. So they want to have a funnel that's bringing in all of this revenue so they can get this award. Well, that's a different goal than you trying to use your limited budget to get the most out of the budget and make things work for your business. So we don't always know why people are doing what they're doing. And so I think you're correct. We have to not blindly look at that, or you could get caught in a circle of, you didn't spend all this time and money on something that just is not working for you. So we just need to ask more questions. We need to ask people the why they're using it. Why do they think this is the such a great recommendation? Because some of their whys might not match up to your whys, right? Like when I'm always telling y'all about Go High Level, I'm telling y'all because it's great for what you need for your marketing automations, especially if you're a non-techie, because of the 24/7 live support, right? So I'm telling you why. Now, if you're a person where you're like techie and you need a higher level of these different types of features, this is not going to be for you, right? But I'm talking to most of my people who it is a fit, but I'm explaining to you why I think it's a fit, so you can discern for yourself which of those things actually apply to you. So I love it. I love it because everything is not right for everybody, no matter how great it is. So thank you for that, Keith. Heather, good mountain, Heather. What resources do you need to create a back end that is the backbone, that will be the backbone of your business? And what obstacles may you have to putting that in place?
So I also use Go High Level because it is an all-in-one, and it's not, once I discovered all the things that it could do, plus that 24/7 support on Zoom, I mean, hello, amazing. But it was important to me because I don't do well if I have to go to 47 different tabs to get a job done, right? Like that messes with my executive function and all that. So for me, that has been kind of a game changer for my back end stuff. I need to write a back end wish list.
Yes.
Because, and I also need to treat my tech tools more like their team members, which I don't do. And so I think those two things will help me make some changes that I know I need to make.
Yeah, let me tell y'all about that wish list. I love having a wish list. So even though you may have things in place already, your current capacity may not need a higher level tech in place for certain things. And so you're on a tech that is fine for the capacity that you have. But you should at least know what is the next level of tech that you could go into, right? For example, I know that when I get a sales team, that I'm going to jump up to HubSpot or Sales Drive or Pipe Drive as the type of technology I need to help run my sales team, where I can see everything my sales team is doing. I can see, what is their interaction with leads and how they score the leads and how often they're following up and things like that. I don't need that right now. I don't have a sales team. I don't have that many leads to even worry about a sales team as of yet, but I at least know as a part of my tech wish list what's going to be next down the line for me. So you can have a tech wish list even if you have tech in place for most of your stuff. So keep that in mind. All right, cool beans. So we're talking about your back end and how it's going to be the backbone of your business. And we're talking about getting the resources that you need as the first step. Does anybody have any questions or any value adds about manifesting the resources you need for your business's back end? Cool beans. Well, this morning show is a huge part and piece of value from our free business mastermind. It's like a class, and with most class, you have class notes. And so you have only two ways you can get my notes with the 10 actionable steps in it, any links that we've talked about. And so that is, you can go to shaycannon.com/show and sign up to get the entire morning show and the class notes in your inbox. You get 2 emails every broadcast day, one to remind you to jump on the YouTube Live, and one in the afternoon that's going to have a link to the replay and a link to the show notes. Now, the other way is you have to be in the free business mastermind group, and they live in the file section, all right? So Tuesday, which is tomorrow night, you can catch me live in the YouTube comments of my show, Design Your CEO Life, on Dr. Tachi's Indie Soup Media Network. So that's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So join me for that tomorrow night. On Thursday, we're having our Fuck Up Night virtual happy hour. It's usually only for the paid membership. However, the free group can join us on the last part. So What you're going to do is you're going to bring what's effing up in your business, and we're going to fix it over drinks virtually. All right. On Friday, it's another Get Shit Done work session. Again, this is another thing that is a part of a paid membership. However, on 2 Fridays out of the month, the free group is invited to come, and y'all can catch the second half of that. On Sunday, paid membership only, we end our 14-day April goals momentum sprint. Okay. And what we're going to do is also create our May goal plan. So this monthly event is responsible for most of the forward motion in our clients' businesses when they participate, okay? So there are resources and sessions dedicated to success. So to get in on that, you have to be in the paid membership. So go to shaycannon.com/membership, become a member today, all right? If you want to find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, or how to be a part of our highly valuable free business mastermind group, look in the description below for the link and for more information, all right? Now, you know you got great value in this episode as always, so give us a thumbs up to like the episode. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Also, this is going to be one of a 4-part video series, so make sure you check out the other videos, all right? And with that, the studio is closing in 5, 4, 3,